Okay, thank you, Hartley. Welcome everyone to the January 27th meeting of the Master Plan Committee. We're opening the meeting at 7:18 p.m. And we have members Karen Clement, Bill Rideout, Cynthia Donovan-Schuster, Don Hayes, and from, what's your official title, Beth? Beth Faxton from Town Hall. She's muted, but she is here as well. So if we could start, additions and deletions, I don't necessarily have any specific ones other than to say I did peruse some of our old emails and documents and pulled up some things that I wanted to share with everyone. So I sent those around. There's some additional surveys and crosstabs, and I think after our conversation tonight, we'll be able to pull some of that data for a multitude of reasons. I just recently sent out for Cynthia the draft minutes. Did everyone get those?
Yeah, I received them. I haven't had a chance to read them. There were about 7 documents that just got sent, I believe.
Yeah, there were a bunch of documents. The minutes, I could read them for folks. In attendance at our last meeting was Andrea, myself, Bill, Karen, Dawn, Cynthia. Todd was not able to join us, and Chaz Sexton-Duranian did join us as well.
Okay, you guys want me to continue reading till Kim comes back?
All right, I'm gonna go without the video. I'm not sure how much you heard before I got disconnected.
Just right till can you hear me?
Yes.
You went to absent was Todd Melanson, so next would be planning board members attending. Chaz Sexton.
Okay. Okay, so Chaz Sexton-Duranian did join us. Yep. We brought the meeting to order at 7:21 p.m. We reviewed the meeting minutes from the last meeting and approved them. Bill had been in touch with Veronica, and she will supply content on open space that's not recreation and conservation. Bill had updated the transportation and recreation section with survey data and sent to Veronica. I retrieved Bill's updated one and sent that to everyone. That's not part of the minutes. Sorry. Everyone reviewed the draft water section from Todd. The water department is slated to have a master plan, so we need to connect with them on their timeline in order to obtain any information. The section does need to include information on water flow needs of the fire department. Chaz let the committee know that MRPC is available to make maps, and a list would need to be created and sent to Beth to provide to MRPC. The next meeting was set for December.
The next meeting was set for December 21st at 7:15 p.m., followed by a meeting on January 5th. Meetings will be via Zoom. Motion to adjourn by Bill Rideout at 7:42 p.m., seconded by Andrea Wood. All in favor.
I'll make a motion as soon as we have Kim back.
So okay. I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yep. So I move that we accept the motions, the minutes,
and then
of December 8th, 2020 as written.
Maybe I should FaceTime Kim on my phone.
Could I have a second on that?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I can second.
I'll second. Okay, Karen Clement second.
Wait, Cynthia, could I bother you for the phone number that you called in on?
I literally typed the entire address that was on the invite, but I can pull that up. Hold on.
Okay, let me, I can pull it up too. I'm going to call in because of this internet issue.
Okay.
This must make a gripping television on Channel 9.
Did you find the number, Kim? I don't know if you can hear me. I'm going to text it to you.
After the tone, please record your name. When you have finished recording, press pound.
Kim Craven.
You sound like you're in, Kim.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
All right. So Bill, you're much better at Zoom than I.
Kim, can you turn up your volume a bit on your phone?
Yes. That.
Awesome.
Okay. So I apologize for that. Whoever works the miracle to get internet here, I would be so thrilled. So it sounds like you guys did the meetings minutes without me, no changes, so we can get those off to Kathy. So the review of the Indian Hill project, I had sent out a link to the presentation that Bill had sent to me. Did everyone get a chance to watch that?
I didn't watch the whole thing. I started watching it, but it's been crazy busy here.
Yeah, it's pretty long. John, were you able to watch?
No, I didn't have the same here. I've been, a couple of things have popped up.
I mean, to summarize it in 30 seconds.
Yeah. I was going to say, Bill, you get the floor.
They are building a very much eastern Massachusetts Tanglewood in Groton.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It is a spectacular architecture and concert venue. I thought it would be nice. It is world class. They have world class architects building it. It's going to be very much competing with Tanglewood for large concerts and audience. You know, it's only 1,000 people auditorium, but it's just beautiful. The architecture is magnificent. It looks like trees are holding up the building. I think it's going to be not just a regional draw, but an international draw.
Wow.
So I mean, if you just look at the quality of what they're doing there, it's just fabulous, and I can see it having the same kind of impact as Tanglewood does on the towns around it in the Berkshires. So that's why I thought it had to be something brought up in the master plan. It's due to open in October of 2022.
So one of the things that when Bill sent it over, it was not necessarily master plan discussion, but dovetails into master plan. Our conversation was that, some of the things that we have been talking about with master plan can be much more of a reality with a venue like that, helping to support our region. And so I was listening to the presentation, the economic impact is tremendous. I've, kind of watched it from afar, but learned much more from that link that Bill had sent over. And when I think of the things that we've talked about with master plan, and some of the things that would drive, like I'm forgetting the woman's name, but that did the presentation when she was talking about the economic impact, the type of events that they'd be having, the need for restaurants and, overnight stays. And, she said, I have this vision of people coming out here to, go apple picking, go to fairs and come to Indian Hill. So I think that if we look at the circles around Indian Hill and where we fall in that, the connectivity now to Groton because of the efforts of the rail trail, the desire for folks that go to venues like that to explore the area and have things to do, I think it really opens up possibilities for recreation, for us to think differently about housing. Should we be starting to talk about Airbnb? To the best of my knowledge, and Beth, you could probably correct me one way or the other about having regulations or no regulations for Airbnb, and maybe some incentivization. Because if you think of what's around there for hotels, of course we have the Groton Inn, but their capacity would not reach the capacity needed. So it would mean they would push out to Ayr or Westford. Yeah, even Leominster, Nashua. Yeah, but why not us, right? If we can capture some of that, and then thinking about things that folks like to do in the summer. If we're ever able to navigate the water, so to speak, for a boat launch, boat rentals in the winter, snowshoeing, cross-country skiing. Obviously, with the rail trail there, bikes. Most people that are coming in, they might not have all of those things with them. So does now that become an opportunity? And obviously, this is on cable, so folks could watch it. But we need to be there to offer those things. If we think of how vibrant on a weekend Pepperell is and what's happening in Ayr, I think, for the Master Plan Committee, we need to start thinking along that vein of what can we offer to the folks that are coming to Indian Hill. I think there's a lot of information in the survey and in the detailed answers that we got. And Bill, where you sat through the whole thing, I was able to catch, I watched all the way through the economic development pieces kind of intently, but not remembering. Did they have a demographic breakdown of who would be coming to that venue?
They did not know, just the raw numbers of
okay.
Expect to come in.
I wonder if that's something that we could obtain somehow. If they have that,
I can certainly send her an email.
Okay.
The woman who's the president of the Indian Hills Music Board of Directors. So.
Okay. Thanks, Bill. If you'll do that, that'd be great.
All right.
And then, it might not be the same. It could be the same age demographics, but I don't think the median income demographic would be the same as the folks answering our survey. But I think it would give us a little glimmer. And one of the things I was sort of wondering if any committee member would want to help make some phone calls to the communities that are out in the sort of Tanglewood catchment area. And maybe just having a conversation with them on what key things that they see as a result of Tanglewood. What types of services are people looking for? We're not going to be competitors to them, so I think that they would share that information.
Reach out to Tanglewood or the businesses surrounding Tanglewood?
I think we would take we could talk to Tanglewood, if someone was willing to make that call, if there was demographic reports for them, that would be helpful. But even just someone calling like Lennox and Stockbridge, just to see what they have in terms of economic development, or folks, or, how they're doing business.
Like, you talk about calling like the town planner, something like that, Kim?
Yeah, I haven't delved in enough to see whether they have an economic development director or a town planner or who it might be, but I think a quick look on their website, we would find the right person.
I mean, if you want to make a list of towns and divvy them up, I'll do some of them.
Okay.
Yeah, I can take a couple too. It's something.
Okay.
I mean, Lee is there. There's just so many things. I think of the Red Lion Inn, but I mean that's a huge
right
hotel and complex that had been in place a long time ago. So just
okay. Okay. Okay, so I'll look into send them out to folks. Bill, so I guess this would be an addition, which I think dovetails in because we have the recreation pieces, but the grants that are going on. Can you just give everyone a quick snapshot, or Beth, if you want to help, give that snapshot of that joint meeting that we had, because I think that dovetails into like gaps or some of our draft work plans.
Okay, so I believe Veronica Kell organized a whole bunch of town committees to get together and talk about some near-term grant opportunities for Townsend. And one was the TIP process, which is really the highway money that is distributed through the state, but you need to be a project approved by the Massachusetts Regional Planning Center. And they have that process called the TIP in order to get your project on. So that was one of the things we discussed. We also discussed of the 4 grants we discussed, the second was the Mass Trails grant, which is the state grant that helps you to build trails, not sidewalks or road infrastructure. And that's the main grant that's helping to build the Squanicook River Rail Trail. So they wanted to know what other opportunities there might be for that. There was also a shared winter streets grant, which is a one-off grant. It had to do with, because people are using, with the COVID problems, people are going outdoors more and more, and how do you make your roads and streets more friendly for pedestrians that want to walk around your town as opposed to drive everywhere, get some exercise locally. That one has, at least that I know of, is now moving ahead quite quickly. They have a whole series of things they would like to do in Townsend Center to help pedestrians access the parks, access the rail trail. They have a series of road crossings they want to put those pedestrian activated lights on, where you push the button and it'll get the flashing light that helps you cross a crosswalk, makes crosswalks much safer than just having a crosswalk painted on the ground. So that grant is actually actively going around now, and I sent that to Kim. And the third grant was, I don't remember what the third grant was. Kim, do you have the third one we talked about?
The third one was the Nashua. Oh, this is Beth Baxon. Sorry, the Nashua, the Wild and Scenic Stewardship Grant.
Right.
So Joan Walkowitz was with us during the meeting. Yep, and so that I believe is due in April. I want to say April, but I can double check on that. And that's a $5,000 grant annually.
So
Beth, I know that the note. Sorry. I know the shared winter streets is moving ahead because I saw a little outline of that. Do you know if there's any action on the other three in the short term?
That's a good question because I actually, I've been involved in the shared streets and spaces grant work. We've been on a site walk and we've got meetings planned all week. I don't know what's going on with Mass Trails, but I can certainly reach out to Veronica Kell, and find out what's going on with that. The other one, the Wild and Scenic Stewardship Grant, again, I haven't heard what that follow-up group's doing, but sorry, I can't tell you more.
I actually did talk to Joan about that. She mentioned something about Adams Dam and that area. Mm-hmm. So improving it there, making it a little more accessible. I've forgotten exactly the details, but it had something to do with improving that area of the Squanicook.
Yep. Hopefully they'll narrow that down. Or maybe they already have.
In terms of things that folks were interested in town, boating in a boat ramp was one. So granted, it wouldn't be the one for this one because the project's already determined, but you said that's an annual grant. So is that something that would be appropriate to fill one of those gaps in what we offer in town, to suggest that as part of the master plan committee?
That's absolutely something Joan and I have talked about for a future scenic rivers grant, is to have that boat launch or canoe launch at Harbor Pond there.
Nice.
And I have talked to Pete Carson, and Pete and Diane run the National River Paddlers, and they might be interested in doing, not a permanent, but maybe weekend canoe rentals there at Harbor Tree.
Oh, wonderful.
Okay, good. Okay. So I think, Beth, I know I can go back to the document that you had sent out so that we can pull those specific grants to make mention of them in the master plan report. So thanks for kind of filling in some of the gaps there.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for attending the meeting. That was great. And if anybody needs any additional information about the follow-up groups, I can connect you with that.
Okay. So did you get a second document, Bill, from Veronica?
No, it sounded like she hadn't really done that second document yet. She said she might do it in the future. And it was really just, what were the impacts of the land trust activities? Yeah. So I'm given how busy she is as a select person now, I think we just have to assume that what we got is what we're going to get.
Okay. And then the one that I sent around, it was still dated 2018 from her, but is that truly the most recent draft from her?
All right, we'll leave that as an open question. Let me search and I'll answer that.
And then I did do part of my gap research, I guess, if you will, was to try to find some language around water and fire to make sure that we accommodated what was discussed with the fire chief. I do need to get with Todd to go over that information to make sure that it's, accurate. While I researched it, I just want to get his take on it for that water piece. And then Don, were you able to get with him to talk about what maps we would need for the water section so that we can put that into our list?
I was not able. Yeah, sorry, I wasn't able to connect. I sent a couple of emails. I do have a phone number, so I plan on calling him and connecting live rather than trying to track him down through email. Okay,
yeah, no worries. And I feel like we're all coming off of a really busy time, the holidays and everything. So, we would have probably reconfigured a little bit on the 5th, but we're doing it now, so that's okay.
May I say something?
Yes.
Kim, this is Beth. There is in the planning board office, if this helps, a recent water distribution map for the town. It's 2017, I think, but it's updated. So that's in the planning board office. If you want that for the master plan report, I can help with that.
Okay, awesome. Is that something that is in JPEG or PDF as well?
I would imagine so, yes. I have the print in the office, but I could track down the PDF for you.
Okay, that'd be great if you are able to send that along, so that Dawn can share that with Todd. I do know that in the past, Dawn and Todd had talked about some very specific maps, so we just want to make sure that we get those listed, from their conversations. And Chaz, at the last meeting had offered up to get some of the services from MRPC. And we had said, let's all gather them and then give them to you to give to MRPC.
Oh, well, may I also add that there is a solicitation for DLTA request for services delivery currently, that this may be an opportunity to work those maps in. I'll get you the detail on that. But yeah, that's coming up fairly soon. So, because they wouldn't, those are not services they would do for free. We do have certain hours budgeted, but they are for the assessors mostly, and there may be extra hours, but it's not likely that they would have, the town would have hours for GIS work. But under the DLTA, we can talk about a proposal or request rather.
Okay. So maybe I was confused. I thought what Chaz had said is that there were some hours on the books that it was use it or lose it by June 30th.
Yes, there are hours on the books, but you do have to check with, it's primarily used by the assessors when lot lines are reconfigured. So you just have to check the budget. I'll check it for you. We're looking at also updating the zoning map. So there's a number of projects.
Okay.
Kim, just to confirm, Chaz did say GIS services via MRPC can be done. So he did specifically say that during that meeting.
They can, but they will. The town is charged for that work. So it's not.
I didn't say that, unfortunately.
Yeah, there are hours allotted, but they are being used for different projects. So, you could certainly check and see what's available. That's for sure. It's probably safer to request the services through the DLTA, grant, which is technical services for master plan, and any other, they write chapters for the master plan under that grant. So there's a lot of options there that we can look at.
Okay.
That.
Beth, when is that due? Did you say it and it slipped out of my mind already?
I'm sorry, I don't have it on the top of my head, but it's coming up, and I will definitely follow up on that. Okay,
thanks. And no worries. I was just writing and didn't know if I missed what you had said. Okay,
it's actually a couple of deadlines for that. So it's within the next 3 weeks, I think, the next 3 or 4 weeks. So I'll make sure I follow up with you.
Okay. So I still owe everybody the big file. I'm just looking at my own notes from last time. I didn't get that one to you. And then.
And by the big file, you mean the merged new version?
Yeah, the merged or some of the other. I know I sent along, like I said, the section from Veronica, your transportation section. We have Todd's water section. We have the section that Cynthia and Karen had done a long time ago about recreation. I have that one that I had circulated a while ago on data about the town. And I think we need to go through those for a couple of reasons. Making sure that all our numbers are correct with, population, because we do tend to vary chapter to chapter on things like that. So, and then maybe I can make like a little table of what I have, what you guys should have, so that you can check them off to make sure that you have each of those pieces. But I feel like we have a lot of different sections.
So you're saying you're just going to send a list of the little pieces we should have rather than put together one master document?
Well, yeah, because you had talked about at the last meeting that it's okay if it's not pretty as long as everyone had the sections. So I tend to send everything in a separate email.
Right.
So if I send you a table of like, this is everything that I'm going to send.
You guys all set? Oh,
We're all set.
all right. I'm going to hang up the.
This is for quality.
There we go. Oh, she left us. That's why I was thinking, Beth, Bill, if I sent around just a sheet, a table, like with a list, like here's everything that I have that you guys should have, and then you can check off what you do or don't have, based on like what I sent tonight, the age breakdowns of those cross tabs, the summary document, the transportation document, the open space document, the recreation document, the intro, just so that we're moving so many documents around that everyone can have one list that they can print and say, yep, I got that one. I didn't miss an email or something.
Okay, can you, just to make sure that we have the right version of the document, if you could actually, I don't know, put in the size of the document, I don't know. I just want to make sure that I don't have one that's 2 versions old or something like that. I'm not sure.
So what I usually do is I write a V number and then the initials of the person that touched it last and then the date. And like you had written in yours for the transportation update, like updated November 26, 2020.
Right.
So in the title, when I sent that to everybody, I wrote transportation circulation V2, your initials, and the date.
All right. So if the titles have that date in it, that's fine then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And I did check that the version that Veronica sent me had 2018 in the title. I do not know if that really means that she hasn't updated it or if it's just she just didn't retitle it when she did update it. So I don't know.
Okay. Would you be able to just ask her that? Because it might have been that she updated it and just didn't change the title. But I don't want to start on
that's
a document.
a perfectly fair question. So I'll ask her that.
Okay. Okay, great. So I think a few of the things that will need to be tackled is a chapter by chapter, making sure that we have the survey information in there that we want. So your input on this, does it make sense to have everyone take one chapter, or should we all just look at it in context of the whole document, while it might still be in pieces, but with all of that survey documentation?
So repeat the task again, Kim, just so I can get it clear in my head.
So do we divide up the chapters and say, okay, Bill, you're now going to look at water, and Dawn, you're going to look at transportation circulation. I'm going to look at recreation. Cindy's going to look at open space. For a chapter by chapter, single person looking at it to bring findings, or should we all go through the entire document?
So what exactly you're looking for findings? So you want to say what is the bottom line recommendations?
Yes.
So Kim, each chapter that has already been written, you want like a final comment at the end that reflects what the survey had to say about those particular areas. Is that what I'm understanding?
Right.
Okay.
Yes. We had gone through the survey about a year ago, and a little more than a year ago, and we had pulled some of the survey data. But I think that we need to look back and reflect and to see, did we miss something?
I think it's too big. Let's divide it up by chapters, and
Okay.
probably even better, the person, choose someone who didn't write it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And just a real, maybe I've missed it, but we had that printout of the MRPC's summary of the survey, and I'm still working off my paper copy, and unless someone else has gotten a soft copy of that.
So I sent everyone not an update, but like here's all the survey stuff, so that you should have all the most recent ones in an email.
Was that one of just images though, or is that one that was actually searchable? I've forgotten.
I don't know the answer to that off the top of my head.
Okay.
It might be just a PowerPoint. I don't actually.
Well, PowerPoint would be fine, but I just remember
I'm trying to think.
images and they search for words.
I was going to say, I think in one of the last two meetings, we said we didn't get it, and we were asking somebody to go back to. Was it Chaz was going to be talking to MRPC, and he thought he might be able to ask for it and see if we can get a file.
Right. So I have the 99-page PowerPoint September 2019 draft that's searchable, and you guys should all have that one. And then there's the survey results June 19th. It's a PDF, so that's not helpful. So the September one is the one that we all need, that is the PowerPoint one. And I'm going to make sure everybody has that. Okay. So that's all for everyone. All right, so let's think about the sections here. I'm just opening up another file on my computer. So we have the circulation and transportation. Bill, you did that chapter, so who wants to review that one?
This is Don. I'll take.
Okay.
Were you taking, Dawn, transportation?
Transportation, yeah, and circulation, yeah.
Yeah.
So Don, you'll take that one. Cindy, what one for you? The open space.
That sounds great.
Okay.
Open space, water, anything, whatever.
Okay. Karen, anyone for you?
Oh, what are my choices?
Love the
What was that, Bill?
I loved your enthusiasm.
I was going to say, you get to choose. It's going to be assigned to the other people that didn't come in.
Yeah, so Don, I'm looking at, do I have the latest climate electric charging station summary from you?
I'll check. I know I posted it on Google Docs a long time ago. But
Google Docs. Okay, yeah, I know that you did too, but I want to make sure I have the right one of that.
okay. Yeah. No, and I've been looking at it recently, and I know the Energy Committee was interested in it and doing some work too. So we might want to update that a little bit.
Okay.
So I'll get with them to just make sure it coincides with what they're planning.
Okay. So I don't mind taking that one.
What are you taking, Kim?
I'm going to take I think climate and energy piece that Don had done.
Okay.
Then trying to think of the next best one. What if I have Andrea look over? I'll call her obviously, but that if she'd look over the About Townsend and facilities and things like that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm anxiously waiting.
No, I'm looking to see which one to assign to you. Because you had already done the recreation one.
Right.
So maybe we should switch. Maybe you can do climate and I'll do the recreation one.
All right.
Sorry. And then we have Todd's water one. And I feel like we've all touched that a little bit one, so I don't mind going over that with him. Or Don, it would be double tasking you, but where you're going to get with him on maps, do you want to get with him on survey results too?
Okay. Yep.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6.
What about businesses? Small business, was that in there?
Yeah, so we had pulled out a bunch on that. And I did email Frank to see when he might be able to have a conversation with us on updates. So I think we need to wait for that piece on that one.
Yeah.
So that's the economic development.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's Frank?
And from the FXM.
Right.
That guy that came with Judy Barrett. So let's see where we're at with the input from them, and then obviously from the TBA perspective, I have a pretty big interest in that one.
Yeah.
Maybe Cynthia, lean on you a little bit to help me, because we can do that without violating quorum.
I would love
and it's
that.
just collecting information, not making a.
Okay.
Okay. All right. How does that sound to everybody?
Karen, what are you doing?
Climate and energy.
Oh, okay. With Kim. Oh, no, you.
Kim and I switched. Yeah, Kim's now doing recreation.
Okay. And Bill, what are you doing? Or you're not?
I haven't signed anything. I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop here.
Yeah. So I'm trying to see what other ones I have in here, and I'm feeling like, do we not have an education chapter right now?
Okay, what
Education?
chapter?
Yeah. I think-
Education.
I don't think we did anything.
Yeah, I don't think master plans cover education because it's separate.
Well, we did have it with me and Bill and Veronica, but
Okay.
and Wayne, and I don't think I've done anything with that.
I know I haven't.
Yeah.
Well, we can double check with the one that was done years ago and see if it was
I'm pretty sure that
included.
did not have.
I don't think so either.
What about historic and cultural resources?
Ooh, that's a nice one.
Yeah, I think I did an update on that one, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
So do you want me to take a look at that then? Because that's in the survey.
Yeah.
Historical and
Yeah.
cultural.
Yeah.
That's you, Bill.
Okie doke.
There's actually a lot of interesting stuff in the age breakdown for the historic and cultural resources, like all the things like the Reed Homestead is in there, and the reading room and the center. So I think there's good information in there, which I know we didn't. Karen, you did that one such a long time ago, I think, that we didn't even have the survey yet. Okay.
So Dawn, transportation and circulation.
Yeah.
Kim, climate and energy, switched to something. Andrea, about Townsend and facilities. Karen, climate and energy. Bill, historical and cultural. Todd, water. What was I?
You did.
You were the open space.
Open space.
Right.
Yeah.
Who originally wrote the open space one?
So that was Veronica's.
Okay.
Open space, that's not recreation. So
Okay, so basically it's Bill now then. Okay.
and then Cynthia, mine got changed from the climate to the recreation when I swapped with
Yeah.
Karen.
Put an arrow from you to Karen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Anything else?
So Kim, procedurally, these are all Word documents. You want us to turn on track changes, put changes, and then send them to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or no, you
No.
can send them to everybody. We just can't comment on them. It's up to you, Bill. I don't mind you sending them to me and then me storing them.
I just think, I don't know, is that all right with you? Because you've got your name convention so that you keep track of what's the latest.
Yes. Yes, that's fine. Okay. And then what do folks have for time coming up?
As in for future meetings?
Yeah.
Oh, all the time in the world.
Let me just look at the calendar here. So today is the 27th. They win a school vacation.
I have
Or is
no
it-
idea.
She's in New Hampshire now, Kim. You're a week off from us.
I know, but no one else has kids in school.
I can ask my
Oh, yeah,
kids.
that's true.
Oh, are you? Oh, it doesn't matter whether they're here or not. I can be available because we don't have any plans to do or go anywhere. In fact, I think my sister's coming February 3rd
Okay.
for a visit. Other than that, we have no plans. So they're all home now. It doesn't matter.
Okay. What about Monday the 15th?
Of February?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that enough time? It's a little more than 2 weeks. Or should we go a week out where we have so much work to do,
Oh, no,
homework
let's
to
get
do?
this done.
Okay. Okay, February 15th. And then we've been trying to do 2 meetings out. So should we go 1, 2,
I was going to say, do we need to double check and see if anybody else has meetings scheduled on the 15th? I know we're limited to the one Zoom call
right.
per night. I don't know if the calendar's out that far yet.
Yeah, so I was looking,
Okay.
the planning board met on the 25th, so they'll meet again on the 8th.
Okay.
So I was thinking if we did the 15th, we will not be on their day, and we will be on the select board's day.
All right, in my date book, it says President's Day. Is that any kind of town day off, though?
Oh, yeah. Good catch. Bill, you have your rail trail meeting on the 17th, right?
That's correct.
I have food distribution.
We have it on the 10th of February. Wednesday.
Oh, it's on the 10th.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I could do the 17th.
All right.
I can, yeah.
Okay, so we'll have to check to make sure we don't conflict with anyone. Don, if you want to check out that.
Yeah.
And then do you want to try for March 3rd?
All right.
It's fine with me.
For me.
Okay.
Did you say the
Okay.
3rd? The 3rd?
Yeah.
March, yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kim, will you be able to see or obtain any information from FXM? Because they're still reviewing what you sent back to them, correct?
Yeah, I sent him an email tonight asking when we might connect.
Yeah, so hopefully by February 17th, that would be nice to have all that back. Hopefully.
Yeah. Oh, poor Andrea. She just emailed me. She was trying to get in.
Ooh.
And that she was admitted. It said that there was 6 people present, but she couldn't hear the sound. So she waited and tried again. So, oh no. Well, hopefully we can help her get there for the next meeting.
Yep.
And I will give her a call tomorrow and just update her on kind of what we're planning and ask her to help with that section.
Yep.
Okay. Any other thoughts, questions, or things for today that we didn't go over?
That's my cue, Kim.
It is.
So I move that we adjourn the meeting.
I'll second it.
And we don't know what to do without Andrea for a second. Did Karen, you second that?
Yeah.
Okay. At 8:11 and seconded by Karen. Okay,
Sounds good.
excellent.
See you all February
All right.
17th. Bye.
All right.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.